Here we go.
I will massacre you!
We're here to fuck shit up.
Oh, good for you! I'll smack you in the mouth!
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Injustice for All podcast. I'm Mac.
I'm Mike G.
And the lady.
Hello.
Oh.
Lady!
She doesn't know how to introduce herself. I go, and we just look at her, and she's like, and I'm like, and the lady. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Deer in headlights.
But yeah, welcome back to the show. We're doing another 3-person show because this seems to be just like a lot of fun for us, and some people seem to like it. And if you don't, well, then, you know,
You're welcome, bitch!
enjoy the show anyway.
I enjoy it.
But one thing I wanted to talk about right off the bat, which was hilarious news, is
Yes.
the wall's going up.
The wall going up.
The wall going up. He got the Supreme Court ruled on Trump's wall plan, and is immediately allotted him $2.5 billion.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to start construction on the wall, as far as I know, immediately.
That's going to be a badass wall.
Fuck, it should be. I mean, $2.5 billion for a wall. Fucking. You know,
remember
that thing better have
before-
Wi-Fi.
That contractor company that didn't get the job.
Oh yeah, they said they would do it for like millions on the dollar or whatever.
Yeah.
They said they would do it for far less money.
And it was all privately funded. And
Yeah.
then they did it on an incline that they said,
It was impossible.
it can't be done.
The thing is like, what the fuck are you talking about? People build houses on hills. Look at Oakland.
Yeah.
The fucking houses are on cliffs, and they're like, we can't put a wall there. It's impossible.
But that's our local, or our government, not even local.
Yeah.
And people think that they can have healthcare ran by these people.
I saw some dude arguing today. He's like, the military has socialized healthcare. And I'm like, you what? And he's like, yeah, well, they say we can't have universal healthcare. Well, the military does. I'm like, number one, the military is less than 1% of the population, and the injuries they sustain are on behalf of America. So no shit that America's paying for their fucking health insurance.
But isn't the system really shitty anyways?
Oh yeah, no, it's really great. There's always, you could always tell your business is doing well when people are committing suicide in your lobbies.
Oof.
Yeah, it's usually a good sign that you're doing a crackerjack job. You're doing great, bud. Keep it up.
That's dark.
Well, of course it was.
So the wall is going up.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And you said something about like some cop got busted.
Yeah. So some cop, he's American cop, he has Mexican ties, was caught going from California to Florida with, 33 kilograms of fentanyl, enough to kill 10 million people. Gasp. But the people at Fox News, I thought was really funny, is because they were like, it is a bad thing.
They're
Yes.
fear mongering it though worse than it is.
Yeah, and they're making it sound like he had a cargo trailer just full of fentanyl, like barrels of it, and it was really just 9 gallons in the back of his car, and he got paid $6,000 to deliver it to Florida.
It's like 73 pounds of fentanyl.
Really?
Is that?
Is that what it is?
Let me look this up.
I just did the math. It's 73.
Oh, you just did it on your phone?
72.6 pounds.
That's a lot of drugs.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a heavy backpack.
and it doesn't take a lot. A buddy of mine had a lot of experience in this product because it was so cheap, but that was people would think that it was heroin because it was a lot cheaper than heroin.
Way stronger.
It's 100 times stronger than heroin.
Fucking killed. That's what killed Michael Jackson and whoever the fuck else was taking that
I
shit.
thought he
But
died from propofol or something.
No, it was fentanyl.
Oh.
His doctor was prescribing it so he can go to sleep at night, because apparently it gives you really great fever dreams about boys and their little butts and dicks.
Oh, okay.
Really?
He's a child molester.
Wow.
That's all.
Jerry Epstein would probably be interested in that.
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein?
Did you see, I guess, he was found in his cell, severely injured and unconscious?
Yeah, he was just beaten off.
They said they were like, we don't know if he did this to himself or somebody else did this to him, but he's fucked up.
Yeah, he was
Erotica asphyxiate. He's jerking off while
Is
choking
he
himself.
choking himself?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like
but
something around his neck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people do that.
Ew,
You remember
why?
Do you remember the movie Kill Bill?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah.
The
that
guy Bill, the David Cassidy or
Yeah.
whatever his name was. Like he ended up dying that way. He was jerking
What?
off. Yeah, he was jerking off, choking himself. And he overdid it. He overshot it, and yeah, he's dead. Imagine that they find you. What a great
how
way to be found.
embarrassing.
I forgot there's
No.
an other well-known actor where he said that that's the only way that he could come.
Robin Williams. I mean,
What
he
was
did,
the movie that he did? My Dear Son or something like that.
Oh, Dead Poet Society. Oh no, the one about his kid who,
Yeah.
His kid got caught doing that, and he said that he killed himself. Yeah. What was that called? Father of the Year, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, something like that. Like, and everybody was like giving him hella sympathy, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe your son killed himself." And then like he came clean at the end. He was like, he was jerking off, like, and he was choking himself.
Oh yeah,
and
he found
overshot it.
He like made his son like a lot cooler because he was actually writing poetry through his son's name.
Oh.
And then as he's unraveling all of his son's shit, he finds out his son was a fucking artard.
Like a
Yeah.
deviant.
Yeah. And then everyone was praising the son for all this like poetry that he was doing. And then Robin Williams was like, fuck, this is me. My retard son's getting all the credit.
People are into some weird shit, man.
People are really cool and they're really cool stuff.
Gay!
What were you talking about, Morgan Freeman?
Oh,
yeah.
on a little bit of a lighter note here.
Then jerking off and dying?
Do you have that that navigation app on your phone called Waze?
No, I'm not black.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
It's the one that like
navigates
takes you like the fastest way. It'll take you through people's like neighborhoods and backyards.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it finds like the fastest way to
Like you'll
get to
drive
your
over somebody's
destination.
driveway, knock over a mailbox, and you'll save a minute.
Just don't call it Waze.
But it's
I
an
always
Israeli company, and they always name like like Zippy Zip Zoom Car rentals. Like they have the worst names for everything.
I always thought it was called like Wazy, and then someone was like, "You mean Waze?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't fucking know." But I guess it's called Waze. But anyway, apparently Morgan Freeman is now going to be one of the voices as your navigation. Isn't
They're paying
that
him to do
fucking
it?
hilarious?
Are they paying him to do it, or is it gonna be like
I'm sure
deep fake?
he's like 76 years old now, and he's gonna be recording like. Can you imagine?
Andy Dufresne will make a left onto Baker Street.
I was totally about to mix him up with another black guy.
What? Like who? Lawrence Fishburne?
No,
Samuel L. Jackson? That should be a fucking navigation. Make a left, motherfucker.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Oh, Danny Glover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I was about to
But
say
his voice is fucking. I'm getting too old for this shit. Like he's almost
No,
like the
his-
Nick Nolte of black people.
his teeth are his chompers keep falling out too.
Oh, like Leonard Nimoy.
He's in the new.
Want you to live long and prosper.
He's in the new. What the fuck is it? Jumanji 2.
Danny Glover is.
Yeah, and Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Well, you guys haven't seen this?
No.
I
Yeah.
didn't see Danny Glover, and fuck, I haven't seen him in anything
Donald
since like Gone
Glover.
Fish. Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is it?
Isn't The Rock in the new
No,
Jumanji?
Donald Glover's
That
Welcome
fucking
to America.
Yeah, this is America. I stole this song from a fucking Spotify rapper.
Boo.
Yeah,
Where's the
I'm
card?
kind of retarded.
has a hard boo. But yeah, he did steal that fucking song. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
That song, This Is America. Like, and this other guy wrote this song on Spotify, who he was a fan of, and it's called American Pharaoh. It's the same tempo, same style, same kind of like.
It's not as good though.
I don't know. I heard the original, and it sounds. I actually like it better because he talks about like Donald Glover's is trying to be too meta. He's like trying to be too like vague with it and make it seem like it's much more about symbolism. And then like instead, the other dude was like, "I'm fucking your white daughters and shit." Like his shit is raw. His shit's called American Pharaoh. Has the same church singers for the chorus and everything. It's better. And he straight up jacked it. It's not up for debate. He jacked it.
So he kind of Carlos Mencia'd it.
I'm funny, Holmes.
Yeah.
If I gave a show to a beaner, that dude stinks.
Yeah, not a big fan of that guy.
No one should be.
So wow, that was amazing. Waze. We'll have Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Well, you're not impressed?
So what's next?
Child sex ed.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yes,
Go
yes.
ahead, lady.
I was online the other day. I came across this article. It says California school has a condom race where 10-year-old girls learn how to put on condoms in their sex ed class.
It gets better.
Yeah. So the little boys are standing there with like
No.
fake dildos.
No.
And
They-
the girls are coming. These 10-year-old girls are doing condom races on who can get the condom on the dildo with the little boy holding it quickest.
So whoever reaches the balls first wins.
Yeah.
And they set up like 4 or 5 of these boys. They allot them to
Yeah.
each girl. The girls run across a room. And the dudes are holding little dildos, and the girls run up. Do you think they make them put them on with their mouth like whores do?
No. Oh,
This is
that's
They put,
bad.
they put the condom in their mouth and all the way to the balls.
Come on.
This is happening.
It's
Yeah,
just as
yeah,
bad as
super cool.
It's no. It's
Where's this
not.
happening?
California.
yeah, where?
Let me see. I don't know exactly where. Sacramento.
Yeah.
Shut the
It's
fuck
happening here in
up.
California.
Sacramento.
That has to be okay. By the way, your source is called Life News.
No, so she gave when she gave the article to me, like I was like, okay, this is from a Christian news website. I was like, I'm gonna check it with other sources to see like how, and I found it on a bunch of other places, and I was like, oh fuck, it's real. And then I actually found a bit more information about it because she didn't know that they were doing that with the boys standing there holding dildos. Mm-hmm. Then I found that out,
You
but
dug a
also
little deeper.
Who allows that?
fucking
Schools.
fucking assholes, man. According to the Group for Kids in Country, students as young as 10 are participating in condom relay races. It's all part of a curriculum that teaches gender identity to kindergartners, masturbation to fourth graders, sexual consent to seventh graders, and advice for LGBT students in high school. And then the other big one was for Kids in Country is warning parents for the new curriculum encourages children as young as 11 to experiment with oral and anal sex. And teachers are instructed to tell their students where they can receive birth control and abortions without their parents' knowledge or consent.
What?
Yep. And I think about so far about 18,000 parents have signed up to protest it. 18,000.
Who came up with it?
Fucking, some fucking non-binary asshole goes by they them pronouns.
Gay.
How do you get away with that? Well, with the
It's
Canadian
California.
guy, like this.
I found out that guy's name finally.
Yeah.
It's so he goes by Jessica Yavin, but his real name is Johnathan. Johnathan Yavin. He didn't change his last name.
Oh.
Yaniv, Yavin, one of those. Yes, Yaniv. Sorry, not Yavin.
Giant
Yaniv.
fat guy.
Giant fat faggot motherfucker. Fuck that asshole. He's not transgender. He's just a fucking pedophile.
Ugh.
And he, like, after we talked about it last podcast, some new thing came up where he has now been exposed for trying to show children child
That's what
pornography.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was. I guess the way it worked and how he was really getting to these kids is he was claiming to be the manager of this big like teen pop sensation band or whatever, like Ariana Grande or some shit, but in Canada, so nobody cares.
That little slut.
Yeah. So he was up there saying that like, oh, I'm friends with this person. He was basically just the president of some sort of fan club. But he would get those singers to follow some of these really young girls on Twitter and shit. And then he would use that and leverage that for them to do shit for him.
Oh wow.
And then he would text them and say all kinds of crazy shit. And he goes, I saw the feed and it said like, oh my God, I accidentally clicked on child porn on Facebook. It's so fucking gross. Oh my God. And the girl was like 12-year-old girl was like, oh my God, that's terrible. He goes, you want to see? And luckily this little girl's not retarded. She goes, no, I don't want to see the child porn. And he's like, oh, well, if you do, I've got it.
So they have all this proof on this
He's
guy.
a fucking, that's not even up for debate anymore. I don't care. It's like I guess you have to say allegedly because this fucking faggot like suing everybody. But for me, from what I've seen so far, he's absolutely a fucking child molester. Maybe he hasn't touched a kid yet because he's not even good enough as a child molester to get to a kid, but he's certainly a pedophile.
If you go that far, he had to have sold out.
What do you mean?
At some point, he has to have done it.
Oh, you mean he's had to?
If he's gone that far, if the evidence shows that he's gone that far, then yeah.
That he's showing child porn and all that.
And then that should bring. You know what we should have on Friday nights again?
What?
Public executions.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
I think this guy would be a great candidate.
Question.
Yes,
You get to fuck one celebrity, but they immediately die afterwards. Who's it going to be?
Ariana Grande.
Really? You want her dead?
I'm just tired of her shitty music, but she's so fucking adorable.
Oh, she is adorable.
Yeah.
But she's like permanently 13.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
was
don't
just trying
find
to
her
stick
sexually
with- I was
attractive.
just trying to stick with the demographic that we're talking about right now.
I'm sure you were. Mike. It just seems like I saw your eyes light up like immediately. Like, who would you fuck? Ariana Grande. Just fucking jumped all over it.
But you brought her up.
But I would say either Casey Anthony or Jodi Arias.
Who the fuck is Casey Anthony?
She's that chick
killed
in
her
Florida, the
kid.
hot chick who her kid died, and
Chick
like
in Florida.
yeah, she was like some party chick in Florida.
She killed her kid.
It seems like I think she accidentally killed her kid and then like hid the body, and then they tried to get her on a murder rap, and like she got off on it.
Okay.
But she was hot, and she kind of deserves to die. So I'll throw her a bone and bury her.
All right.
But yeah,
Who was the other one?
oh, Jodi Arias. You don't know about her?
Oh, she killed her husband, right?
No, she killed an ex-boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Like
Oh.
this boyfriend was like, they were kind of seeing each other every once in a while for like crazy fucking sex sessions.
And she's super hot.
Super hot.
Yeah.
And apparently just like right after a sex session, he's in the shower and she's like got this camera. They're like taking pictures the whole time of her naked, him naked, whatever. And then like, so he's in the shower, she takes pictures. And then I guess immediately she put the camera down and just shot him like twice in the chest, stabbed him like 18, 20 something times, and then basically decapitated him.
Wow.
And then left the house and just fucking went about her business. And then they immediately figured out who did it because her fucking handprints, like bloody handprints with fingerprints and everything, are everywhere. You know, because
What are you, retarded?
Yeah.
and so they catch her and she's like, no, I was never there. And they're like, oh, really? Because here's the camera that was left. And this picture was taken minutes before the murder. And here you are. And she's like, okay, I was there. But ninjas broke in.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That was actually her
wasn't she,
defense.
like when they talked to her, she was like batshit crazy.
Like, dude, it was wild because you watch like the footage from inside the interrogation room.
Yeah.
And when the cops leave him in the room, she's like doing handstands. They're like questioning her about a murder. And she's like up against the wall doing a handstand.
Was she on any type of like,
Antidepressants or
Yeah.
psychotic? As far as I know, no.
yeah, they probably,
She probably should have been.
no, I mean, she probably was. And they just kind of dusted that under the rug.
And like during her sentencing, she's like, I want the death penalty. And then like when it actually came time to sentencing, she's like, I don't want it anymore. She's like, I have good to do on this planet. I've started a recycling program in prison. And I'm doing like wigs for cancer and all this stuff. I grow out my hair and I cut it off and I give it to cancer people. And everybody's like, you butchered somebody.
Yeah.
She ended up, I think, getting life in prison and not the
Good.
death penalty. But it was just really
Same
funny.
thing.
It was really funny to watch her weep for her life and like just like justify it by like, I take aluminum and I separate it from the plastic. And
I deserve to be here.
I'm a good person.
The land of make-believe.
But how nuts would that be though if you were on an antipsychotic and you did something like that?
And you weren't
go
aware of it
But
or
then you go
anything?
to jail and then they level you out because, you're actually being seen by somebody.
Yeah.
And then you're leveled out and you're like, fuck, that wasn't me. Like, this is me.
Well, they have stuff for that, the legal insanity thing. And they get through like really intense evaluations, they could figure out if you were actually aware of whether you were in control of your actions, or even if you were aware of what you were doing. You were aware of what you were doing, but you didn't know it was wrong, kind of thing. Like it's a very in-depth evaluation. Very rarely do people get it, but when they do, people kind of like, oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Like one that comes to mind was Ed Gein. Like people list him as a serial killer, but he really wasn't. He murdered a couple people.
Ed
Gein.
Gein?
Oh yeah, like Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill, like Puss the Lotion in the Basket, and Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All those are loosely based on Ed Gein. He would mostly dig up bodies and then like take the skin and bones and make weird shit in his house.
What the fuck?
And like he made like a belt out of nipples.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Like
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Yeah, and he made like a mask. He made a lady suit like for himself. He's
Jesus.
obsessed with his mother and shit like that.
Oh my
Was she a
god.
great big fat person?
You're a great big fat person. Would you? You help me load this into my van, lady? She fucking hates it when I do
hate
that.
it.
But
Out of all the like voices that you do, because you have a lot that you stick in your pocket, but out of all the voices that you do, that is, I think, the one that I hate the fucking most.
really, over Harry Carey.
That one's just annoying.
Harry Carey is. Hi everybody. I love doing that
I
one
know,
at
but
the
a lot
drive-thrus.
of the times, no one knows who that is, and they just
That's
think you're a
one-
fucking psycho.
That's
He's like,
one of the
"Come
funny
on, you
parts
know
is because they don't know
Harry
who it is.
You know what's funny is that baseball people would know who that is,
I know
but he
you
wants
do.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
baseball.
Except
Or
for-
their people.
except for Harry Carey.
I want nothing to do with it. They're like, oh, where you going? Going to the Giants game? It was nice meeting you. I gotta go.
I gotta go oil my gloves.
Yeah. Oh no, but Ed Gein, like he didn't know. He ended up killing like a local bartender, and then like when they finally found him, he was like in his shack in the woods, and he had her hung up like a deer, and like cleaned her, kind of thing, like he would the deer. And they were like, "You killed this lady?" He's like, "Yeah, Why? What's wrong?" Like he ended up,
Jeez.
and they figured out that he was fucking crazy, and he didn't even know what he was doing. He was like a retard, and they put him in a mental hospital, and I think he's still alive right now. But they've said since he's been put in that mental hospital,
Yeah.
he's a model patient. Never had one. He's been there for decades. Never had one incident.
Huh.
Just an old country bumpkin who thought it was okay to butcher people.
Odd.
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
that's why they made all these movies about him. He's fucking crazy.
Did it?
He had a
did it
human
go into his
skull bowl.
Did it go like into his background and figure out like if there was?
He grew up in the woods in a shack, and he was just like super into his mom. Like when they went into his house, like he had like his mother's room was her body was still in the bed, been there for years. He didn't touch anything in her fucking room. He just closed the door. He had like human skin lampshades and like all kinds of really cool stuff in his
what
house.
happened to
Neat
that
stuff,
kid?
cool stuff.
Stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff. Hashtag happy. Hashtag Garth. Hashtag Mr. Yearwood. Hashtag you're it.
So stupid.
Fucking hate Garth Brooks.
So dumb.
But imagine being that person that works in a mental hospital with all these crazy people. Like, how fucking terrifying would that be, going to your job every day knowing that like you're like caring for someone that just butchered a bunch of people?
That's different. Like I did some clinicals at the ER for the psych ward, and like when I was doing the clinicals at the psych ward, you just knew you were getting in a fist fight every day.
Oh my!
Every
God,
day you were
that's
just like you're
scary.
just gonna fight somebody and pin them down.
Seriously?
It was a lot of fun. The cops would
Yikes.
bring in like I remember the cops brought in this black lady and she had like leopard leggings, and then like she was just like she was super handcuffed to this gurney. They put like 3 pairs on her, like, and I was like, and she had the spit bag over her head.
Oh no!
And we're like, what's going on with her? And like they told us what she did, and I forgot. But then like I'm like, we're like, you okay? Oh, she had her underwear on her head underneath the spit
What
bag.
the
That was
fuck?
one of the things. And we're like, you okay? And she was singing that song, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. That old rap song. And we're like, you okay? And she goes, yeah, why? And we're like, because you got your underwear on your head. She goes, so they mine.
Ew!
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. And we're like, and then like, so she was just calm
Yeah.
and singing that song when we had her in the gurney. So we're like, okay, maybe she won't be a problem. The second those fucking handcuffs clicked off her wrist, the fucking, she went nuts,
Wow.
clawing at everybody.
Tasmanian devil.
The cop didn't even make it out of the room. He just like, like as soon as we're like, yeah, we got this, and as soon as we clicked it, he was like, oh fuck, and he turned back around. He helped us pin her down. It was a lot of fun.
Oh no!
No, those people are out there, man.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
In property maintenance, we had this one lady, and she was Looney Tunes. Would wear multiple like layers of clothing like every day, and they were pretty much the same articles of clothing.
God, yuck.
And she would have like all these scarves on and like
Oh my God, that sounds
weird
hot.
hats. And she would have conversations like on her own, like as she's like walking around, she's like talking to herself, like as if she has had a Bluetooth in.
Oh,
And I thought like for a while, like, oh, she must just
always be on the phone.
have a Bluetooth on, yeah.
Very social.
And then I finally like looked at her and she didn't. And then she starts talking to me and it's kind of like out there. Like I didn't really get what she was talking about. And then she just kind of walked around. She had her own apartment. The way it was set up, you could tell a crazy person lived there because she had pillows instead of a couch.
What?
Her mattress was just a sleeping bag and a pillow, another pillow.
What?
She had bath mats throughout the entire apartment, like lily pads, and she would jump to them when she was in her apartment.
Oh God!
Floor's lava.
Yeah. But I didn't understand like how could she pay for rent? Like I didn't get it.
She wasn't paying for it.
Selling
That's-
that pussy.
That's why.
That's how selling that
Jesus.
pussy.
Ew.
Yeah, and then she had children.
What?
Yeah, and they moved in with her.
Probably the Johns kids.
They were little the what kids?
The Johns.
Who's
That's the
that?
dude who hires hookers. They call them Johns.
Boo.
Yeah.
I'm kind of retarded.
Moving along.
So manspreading?
Oh, yes. Okay, so this is my topic. I wanted to bring this up. So this fucking broad,
Yeah.
I don't know if she's American or Canadian, but she's in some like design major in college. And she just won an award for designing chairs that combat manspreading. Do you know what manspreading is?
Oh, the combat men, the guys like
Spread their legs on like
'Cause we
public transport.
We have nuts.
I've heard the arguments against manspreading, and they're the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. They're like, I have boobs in between my arms. I don't have to stand like a big giant T. I'm like, well, your tits are on the front of your chest and not in your armpit.
Yeah.
If your tits were in your armpit, that arm might be a little more open.
Wait,
Okay.
people are offended about
Beyond
the way
offended.
men are sitting.
Not only are they offended, they find it vile, disgusting, and a symbol of patriarchy. Because I have a dick between my legs, and if I fucking put my knees together, it fucking hurts.
So she made this chair
I'll
that
show you.
forces your knees together.
Yeah, so she made two chairs. And one of them is for dudes to keep their fucking legs together,
Excuse
and
me,
another
sir, you're
one.
gonna sit in this chair.
Look at
like-
so the one on the left is one made for women, so it causes them to spread out to seem unattractive to potential rapists, I guess. And then the other one on the right is for dudes to combat manspreading. But look at these chairs; they look like pieces of shit.
It looks like a table with legs and a.
Look at the backrest; it's like
What?
6 inches tall.
It
Who the
look
fuck is gonna sit on that?
It was like my first project in woodshop.
It looks like, and like she want to look at the backrest. That's my favorite part. It's like 6 inches tall, and like whose back is gonna touch that? This thing is like 3 feet across.
All right.
It's like a trapezoid.
Okay, so I'm assuming the guy one. So on that where you put your ass, there's like these little borders, like little fucking ridges. So you have to put your legs together.
I'll throw this up onto the YouTube version of the podcast. So
and then is this the female one that has the wedge of wood?
Yeah, so it has like a wedge of wood in the middle because they don't want to encourage dudes to sit there because like she is never, I don't know who she talked to, but like she thinks if like there's a piece of wood there, like dudes will sit there because our nuts will just smash against it. When really that just will at best will hold our balls up. But yeah, here it is. Here's the example of the woman and the dude sitting in the chairs.
Look at that ingenuity.
Wait, so she wants the women to have their legs spread open,
wide open, yeah, and then the dudes have to sit there.
What's going to stop the guy from sitting there?
What about a woman in a skirt or a dress? She wants you to look at your crotch?
This is her. This is the lady who came up. She is so fucking proud of herself.
Can I get a little Norm here?
Oh.
What are you, retarded?
Yeah, this woman's fucking retarded.
Fucking stupid. And she thinks, look at the picture of her. She is so fucking proud of this creation of hers. She thinks that so I have an interview that she did with Sky News, and the guy sits in her chair, and you see his face when he sits down. He goes, "Oh fuck!" You can tell he just sat on his balls, and he's like, it's super pain, and he's like, "Yeah, it's really comfy," and then like it's clearly not. I'll pull up the video.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a super fun. But
Fuck this lady.
Fuck this fucking turd. She ain't got
in
nothing.
that picture. You could see that she's like, "I'm influential.
I am super fucking cool."
Look at all these people I've inspired.
To do with men generally being quite pig ignorant when they come to sitting on public transport? Is it to do with women not feeling like they can turn around and tell a man to stop being so pig ignorant?
You know, I think.
What is that? Pig ignorant?
Like he's saying, like, do you really need to make these chairs when the obvious fucking answer to your perceived manspreading issue is, excuse me, like that's it. Their complaint is that dudes are taking up too much space, and that women feel intimidated that they can't ask the men to scoot over or to close their legs slightly so they can sit down.
This is dumber than women complaining about putting down the fucking toilet seat.
At least like that's a valid complaint because
No.
you bitches are lazy and you don't look and you fall in the toilet like a retard.
Both are unvalid.
There's a myriad of problems around it, and I think, you know, sometimes it's not even a conscious thing. I don't think these, you know, manspreaders is like something that's always like super negative or like assertive, but I think occasionally, you know, it is a microaggression. And I've heard stories from women where it
Anyone
turns
that
into
uses
something that's actually far more
microaggression
aggressive.
like in a serious way.
Sorry, have you actually found my legs spreading further?
Well,
in there.
you won't be
In the
spreading
women's
there,
chair.
trust me. Are we swapping, are we?
Yeah,
Wait, here he goes.
Lovely.
Oh dear.
His balls.
Voice nearly raised by about an octave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite cozy.
It's quite cozy.
Do you know what, actually, Rob? I mean, I have to admit,
His voice went up an
think a little
octave.
bit
Oh,
more
yeah.
about the way I'm sitting on public transport because of all of this, but up until recently, I mean, I possibly was guilty.
Oh, definitely guilty.
Well, that's great to hear because that's all I've ever wanted
So he
to
tells
do
her it's like
is,
cozy and all
start
this stuff, and like he
conversation.
keeps telling her like, "Oh no, it's not that bad." And at the end, he's like, "I got to get the fuck up." Like he can't take it.
On the
No,
whole,
watch.
It's been a really positive experience of people having, the people I've spoken to or the people who have sat on the chairs have been like, oh, maybe this is a little bit different to how I'd usually sit. Or,
Yeah, because it
it's raising
fucking
some
it's a
awareness.
torture
So-
device.
And I have to say, some people will just be quite surprised by the idea that, furniture can, in a sense, be satirical.
Yeah, and I think, this is something I want to continue to explore because...
Sorry, I was just...
If you're uncomfortable,
No, I
please,
was
I
just
don't
saying,
want
can we
you to
cut
sit.
away so I can perhaps just kind of adjust slightly?
Exactly. He can't even sit in this fucking chair.
It's so fucking stupid.
There he is, fucking slobbering on her lady
The
dick,
fact-
talking about how brave and what an amazing invention she came up. That chair looked like a piece of shit. I could have made one better than that.
Where are we at when that gets attention?
Where
are we?
What
What
is
is our heading?
You know what it is? It's things are too good that people are just looking for shit to complain about.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like now the new feminism cause that we are so oppressed as women. Look at that guy's legs. They're shoulder width apart. What a fucking monster.
What are you, retarded?
Like, what is it?
What?
No, there's just going to be like protesting about that. People are going to be protesting against having the chairs, not having the chairs, toilet seat up, toilet seat down.
By the way, who the fuck cares about the toilet seat being up or down? Everyone should look before.
Yeah, you've never bitched to me about
lot
the
of-
toilet seat
No,
thing.
A lot of
because-
dumb bitches.
I know, No, but I'm a dumb bitch. And guess what? I'm telling you
Agreed.
right now. Fuck you. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't fucking matter. Look before you sit down.
Okay, so
And I've never fallen in a fucking toilet before. I've accidentally sat down and went to pee, and the toilet seat was up. Maybe it's because I have a fat ass. I don't know.
Yeah, then she
But
can't tell if the
I've
seat's there or not.
yeah.
She encompasses the whole thing anyway. It doesn't
No,
matter.
but
I
come
almost fell in there to go take a shit.
It's because you have no butt.
I ran in there. Excuse me. I ran in there hot, and I fucking dropped down, and fucking like my ass dipped down into it, and I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Whoa!" Well, and then it's also the porcelain's like hella cold.
Yeah.
But there's some backsplash to a guy having to lift the seat that a woman just peed on, or she just used. Literally backsplash.
Yeah, that's fucking gross. I the only time I'm ever pissed is some dudes just really either they don't know how to fucking aim when they pee, or they just don't give a fuck at all.
Are you talking about like pissing on the seat?
And I'm pissed if I go in there and I go to like pee and there's piss all over the toilet. I'm like, come on, are you fucking
I don't
kidding
do that,
me?
do I?
No, because I think maybe you know how to pee. I don't know.
You're welcome, bitch.
Oh,
I learned from
yeah,
the best.
Thanks.
My
Thank
roommate
you.
actually, he was trying to shoot it in like Kobe.
What, like across the room?
I don't know, but like I lifted up the toilet seat to go pee, and like it was all showered. Like I just see it's all dripping. I'm like, Jesus, what were you doing, boy?
He's like I was trying to sprinkler it. I was like
Like he
shaking
just,
it about.
just closed his eyes and just went by like hearing. Like,
I want to. You know what? I want to stand at the sink and see if I can make it to the toilet.
No, you're not doing that.
Come on.
No.
I think Adam Carolla was talking about peeing in the sink was just so much easier.
What?
I've done it in the sink. Yeah.
I have a friend who's peed in the sink before. Girls do it all the time, I think. Like I've
I see videos like girls at the bar, like they
girls
break
do
sinks
some
and shit.
Fucking crazy shit. When they're like out drinking, I walked into the women's bathroom and there's girls like standing on the fucking counters in there, peeing in the sinks because they don't want to wait in line. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's fucking hot. Girls walking into the fucking men's restroom to fucking pee.
Yeah, they do. They're like, I don't want to wait in this line, and then they'll just fucking walk in the men's bathroom. But can you fucking imagine if dudes did that?
They do. It's called trans. Get over it. You're a bigot.
Did I ever tell you about the first experience I had with like I was in the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
and
Listen
there
to
was
this.
a trans in there.
No shit.
I think I actually want to say, was I in Target or something?
You were. You
I
told me
believe it.
that she came home one day and she goes, "I had my very first experience
Yeah.
in a public bathroom with a trans person," and she goes, "And it was fucking uncomfortable."
It was.
I was like, "Really?" I was
But-
like, "Tell me." I wanted to know all about it because I'm kind of obsessed with the whole social dynamic of trans people, and that whole issue. So I was like, "Tell me everything."
Yeah. Well,
How big was this Adam's apple? I gotta know.
No, it wasn't like really uncomfortable, but it like caught me off guard. And then when I was in there, it was clearly like it was a man dressed as a woman, but like one of the ones to where like I think he had like a boob job, so he was like in.
It looked like he was
in
trying,
the
kind of thing.
process of transitioning.
Yeah.
But he was super tall, like 6 foot something, and clearly
A man.
learning like woman's fashion style and what he can fit into.
Still learning how to walk in heels. He's
Yeah.
still snip snapping his fucking ankles. He's walking around. Wah, wah,
No,
wah.
but I walked in, and then
Standing up at the toilet.
no, he comes out of the stall, and it just really caught me off guard. And then I was just like uncomfortable. I was
Whoa.
uncomfortable.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Well, no,
It is,
it was
ma'am.
just weird. It was just
like
weird.
people, they want to portray us as being like this futuristic society or whatever, but we're not too far removed from like old timey shit. So like just biologically, if I was in a bathroom and a chick was in there, even if she was trying to look like a dude, like it would be like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you sense it. Like if a guy comes out of a stall and you see another dude, you're like, what's up, dude? And then
Yeah.
you just keep washing your hands or doing whatever. But if you see a chick, it's just like it's biologically like there's something wrong here.
And like I feel
You don't
like-
belong in this
Yeah, like
thing.
my privacy is being invaded a little bit.
Well, for girls, absolutely, because you said that guy was like 6 foot something.
Yeah, he was really tall. Yeah, he didn't have like a beard and like you know what I mean. Like
No,
he had
but it's-
makop on and fake titties and.
But
it was
even-
fine,
even
but
I-
it was uncomfortable.
The local Fuendi's that's over here.
Keep that shit at Walmart, not at Target.
Yeah.
The local Fuendi's had some like Mexican dude that was portraying to be a woman running the window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was
Yeah, you know what? Every time I see trans people, they're working drive-thru.
yeah.
Like that's
Really?
where I see like I'll see like I'm like this is either the world's most ugliest woman or this is a trans person.
And they're always like, "Hi."
Hi, they have the weird like dude like trying to be a chick voice. Hi.
Yeah.
What can I get you?
You're like,
talk like this. They have like they talk from the very back of their throat.
Oh, that's like the Wachowski brothers.
yeah, they're both trans now.
Yeah.
So the Matrix movies.
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah, the guys who made the Matrix movies, they're both women now.
Weird.
Or they're both pretending to be women.
Yeah. I saw a picture.
Your
I
face
saw a
right now.
picture.
They look rough.
Yeah, it is
Whoa,
rough.
They look. Ooh.
It is rough.
Well, then the main brother, I think the one that I don't know, the first
Did
one
it
that
first.
flip flopped. He's got like pink dreads,
Oh yeah, he's really into weird
and
shit.
I think he smoked a lot because his voice when he was a dude was deep. You know, it was like
It's like Sam Elliott.
Yeah, so now
You'll take all the tickets.
So now he's like,
when he talks, it's like this, and he tries to do a little lisp to make it more.
no,
I am super girly.
no.
It's just crazy that they both.
The other brother, he was already bald, and so he just put a wig on and some makeup.
Did he even get like a zit job or
He didn't
anything?
even try.
Hormones?
It doesn't really look like
That's
it.
not a transgender person. Like people, that's a transvestite thing.
I'm
That's
just wondering-
somebody who likes dressing up.
Yet again, like how many times did they get dumpster pumped when they were like doing their Matrix movies and shit?
What do you mean dumpster pump?
Like they got to get fucked by the higher ups, all the tiny hats that are up there.
Tiny hat.
Objection! Extremely racist!
Sustained.
But I'm really like, what happened to these guys?
That made them decide to be women.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe one day they hopped out of the shower and their dick got stuck back, and they were just like, "That looks good. I'll go with that."
Jeez. Yo, yeah, because he got the surgery too.
Did they?
Yeah. Well, the one with the dreads.
Yeah, the one with the dreads. I heard got the equipment removed.
Let's see how long he hangs around.
Have you ever watched like a video on like how they actually do that?
Yeah,
No.
I was curious.
They
of,
cut
like,
it
how do
down
they
the
do
middle.
that?
They could basically cut it down the middle, and they flip it inside out and stuff it in, and then sew it together.
It's like cutting a hot dog down
Like,
the middle
down the
where
middle.
it flops over.
They remove
Jesus.
some meat, and then they like trim the skin. And like, was it comedian
Give you a
Jim
giant
Norton? I've
clit.
mentioned it before. He talks about like, cause he used to hire a lot of prostitutes, and he's talking about he's gotten blown from trannies. And he goes, I had sex with a tranny once. I didn't know it was a tranny. And then he goes, but while I was having sex, he goes, I could just tell like this doesn't feel right. This is different. And he's like, yeah. Afterwards, he realizes, he goes, oh fuck, that was a post-op transsexual I just had sex with.
Oof.
That'd be fun, right?
No.
Try it out.
Why don't you try it out, Mike?
That is just, where are we?
John Hopkins was the one place that came up with that transgender surgery, and they're the ones that stopped it. They were like, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Weren't you saying it was mainly to help with like their mental state? but
That's the
then-
whole point of
But they also-
transitioning is to help you with your ailment, which is gender dysphoria, because
Right.
it has a 40% suicide rate. And everybody's like, well, that's because how they're treated in society. Like, well, Jews in the Holocaust didn't have fucking 40% suicide rate. I was like, the only other time you find that figure of 45 or 40%
Yeah.
is paranoid schizophrenics and other really severe mental problems. That's the only time you find that 40% suicide rate figure.
Yeah, so something's wrong. Something's up with them.
Of
'Cause
course it is.
That was what we were talking
Of course
about.
it is. It's a mental illness.
That was what was on Rogan, and that was like we actually agreed with what he was saying.
Oh, yeah, Rogan was shutting it down. He was, which one? When he's talking to Adam Conover?
Yeah,
Yeah, and he was just like, no, that was talking about transgenders in sports.
but no, he was talking about the sexual reassignment surgeries and like how almost all of the ones that happen, like they want to go back and they can't, and so they wind up
it's
killing
fucking-
themselves.
Yeah, like when John Hopkins started doing it, they're like, maybe if we just facilitate this delusion that they have, maybe they will feel better and they won't kill themselves. And then when they found out the people they were giving the surgeries to were fucking killing themselves, they go, no more. We're not doing this anymore. But they already published, because it was years later that these people killed themselves. They already published the surgeries and how to do them and everything. So other hospitals picked up on them and started doing them.
for money because they're like, yeah, it makes us
Well,
money.
it costs like $50,000 for
Yeah.
all those surgeries. And
Yeah.
shit. And that's one of the reasons they want transgenders in the military, because the military will pay for that shit. Like, there's chicks in the military that get boob jobs on fucking Uncle Sam's dime all
What?
the time. Oh yeah, that's a big thing.
What? I didn't know that was a thing at all.
Oh yeah, though you get one elective surgery that you can apply for.
Elective?
Elective surgery that you can apply for. My buddy
And so
got
he-
it to get the hair implants when they started getting good, you know, and they did the individual ant legs on the top of your head. You know? He did it. It actually did a good job, but yeah, he chose. I never got an elective surgery Maybe to reduce the size of my giant cock. But that's about it.
Come on.
It's hurting my back.
You need a tummy tuck or a tit reduction.
A breast reduction?
Yeah.
Wait, so dudes are going in there and then they're like, I want this. I want a vagina.
There
And
are
that's
some.
their
There are absolutely some
50
people that have gotten,
know.
and
But-
that's
but-
why people are like, "Hey, like the people understand." Like they're like, "Oh, like I fucking hate fucking stupid civilians and their awful arguments about transgenders in the military." Because they're like, anybody who wants to fight should fight. I'm like, doesn't fucking work that way, cousin.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
don't
like,
you
we all
get-
have to be a team.
Right.
And I'm like, and this person has an ailment that has a 40% suicide rate. And I don't know if you've heard, but the military already kind of has a problem with suicide. So let's not inject more fucking susceptible people to that environment.
Don't you have to go through like a pretty serious like
Medical
mental and medical evaluation?
But they already changed the rules for the women that were trying to get into
Infantry. That was physical standards for like tests and PT and all that stuff. Like,
just like where are we at? Where that's okay.
That's why. But like the military, like I said, like they had a like $30,000 or $40,000 bonus for infantry recruits, and I've never heard of that before in my fucking life. Like that's huge. And I'm like, it's because the pipe hitters, the fucking real fucking dudes who do that shit, they're getting out. Because it's constantly getting injected with these fucking social programs that just fuck up our training, fuck up our morale, and fuck up our combat effectiveness.
That's I told you my buddy he got out.
Yeah, because he had like some bitchy ass leadership.
Yeah, he had some black lesbians.
You are a lesbian.
But yeah, she took over his crew and she was just running it like her own little plaything.
Well, I mean, technically it is.
Yeah, but she was very like just everything that she was doing was just over the top. Like he went into detail about it, but the crew that they had, like they had no issues for the I think 4 years that with this particular I don't know what you would call him.
A unit?
Yeah, like the whoever was in control of the
his
unit.
commander.
His commander, yeah. Like 4 years, no problems. They'd knocked everything out, and then all of a sudden they swapped him through that guy. I don't remember where that guy went, but they got rid of him, brought in some black lesbian.
Lesbians. You are a lesbian.
And then she was like making up all these rules, and like even if it wasn't like anything really serious, like she would just come at them with the fucking book and just treat. And I don't know, it just seemed
Kind of like wave her dick around kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like we were talking about where all the traits of a really shitty dicky dude.
Or stunning and brave when they're in a woman.
Yeah, like she's just a powerful woman.
You just don't like assertive women. Like, no, she's a fucking cunt, just like that dude's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah,
like that's how it works.
But that's why he got out.
Do you know what we talk about? Mac and I talk about all the time is like we see these movies where with these like lead women as like the fucking role model in the movie, and they're at war or something, and I'm like, can you imagine that fucking twat dragging you out of a fucking
a foxhole or something,
like a firefight or something? It's like they can't be there.
How many times do I have to watch Charlize Theron pretend beat up 4 Green Berets?
Yeah.
Like, is that ever going to happen ever? No.
Yeah, she's not going to help you. She's not going to protect you. She's not going to carry you on her back and drag you out of there. Like, no, get her out of here.
I would love a realistic movie. That'd be so funny. They built up like some chick as like some hardcore action hero. Yeah. And the moment like 3 henchmen come after her, they just fucking kick her fucking teeth in. Just fuck her up.
Like, yeah, right.
And then it just cuts to the dude. It cuts to the dude that's replacing her because that's where he should have.
Like, yeah, it turns out she died, Like,
who would have thought?
They're just like, it just shows like 3 henchmen. She gets in her karate pose, and then the one dude just starts kicking her in the stomach while she's on the ground.
You're welcome, bitch.
No, I mean, if it's like what's her name? The Black Widow.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
How many times do I have to watch her jump up onto like some 6'5" monster's shoulders and like pretend choke him out with her thighs? Fuck you. That dude would have ate your pussy and beat your ass.
but the fact that, the fact that that's a comic and that she already has her character. Like, okay, I can go with
it's
that.
a superhero. I'm allowed to suspend disbelief for that.
But don't make the movie like the Colombian. Or I forgot what the name.
The one that comes to mind for me for like the worst offender of that was the movie nobody saw called Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron, where she was a female action James Bond.
Hard pass on that one.
Not fucking happening. That shit happens in Marvel. Okay, keep that shit.
There's another one coming out that's just like that too.
Oh, of course there is. They're nonstop coming out with that shit because like for some reason they believe that girls just sit there and like I've got nobody to look up to. I can't do anything.
Which yet again. like broken record, but show me a powerful, strong, nurturing, loving woman, like that type of woman, a real a real strong woman.
If they want to make movies about like badass chicks that did crazy shit, they should go to like the old World War II stories of like those French guerrilla fighters, the women that were snipers, or the entire Russian division of female snipers.
But don't blow it up.
Don't make her running through foxholes stabbing people.
Yeah.
And fighting people hand to hand, because that didn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
She hung back on mountains and she fucking dropped motherfuckers and she killed hundreds of people.
Yeah.
That's badass. You don't need to sugarcoat it.
No.
Just leave it where it's at. But no. They got to be stunning and brave. Bravely stunning. They're brave.
I was thinking about it like with movies and shit like that. We're talking about like Captain Marvel, stunning and brave women, Brie Larson. Like, what is the point of having a live action movie when 90% of it's going to be CGI? Like at that point, why don't you just do a fully animated movie?
Because
just have them do voiceover.
Because animated movies, like if you look at them, like the figures in the theater, like we were saying, the Batman movie didn't do well. The cartoon one, Return of the Joker.
That was years ago.
For some reason, when people see animated, they just think children. It's just like a subconscious block.
No. I'm not talking like that type of animated.
Oh, do like Alita Battle Angel style, fucking like where it's a digital 3D figure kind of thing.
Yeah, or like the Animatrix. Like they had
people
like
want to see Scarlett Johansson's titties pouring out of that leather suit in real life. We don't want to see the enhanced digital version.
Hasn't.
I don't want to see digital tits. I want to see her tits, Mike.
Although those are probably fucking enhanced too.
Yeah, but like they got enhanced at a fucking Sunset Boulevard office instead of the fucking digital effects room.
No, some dweeb on his computer.
Oh yeah. You know he's done that for all of our movies. Just
well, I was watching.
Just blew him up like a balloon there.
What was
each time on his computer?
Endgame.
Perfect.
I was watching Endgame and like all the bloopers and like side reel shit.
Yeah.
Like nobody's actually wearing, like not all, I would say a majority of them weren't even wearing a costume.
They wear like the mocap suits.
Yeah.
Like Tony Stark in his Iron Man suit, that makes sense because this is a fully digital suit. But like
not all the time though. There was actually like functional pieces of it.
Oh, sure, like hand gauntlets and stuff like that. But like when he's like running around and shit, they have to have him in a mocap suit because they're not going to have him try to run around in a 45, 60 pound suit.
Well, you don't have to use him. You just go Power Rangers on it. Have an actor.
Oh, the Asians. That was so funny. I didn't realize that until I was older, but the old Power Rangers, like all the white American kids, they were never in those suits ever. Those were all Japanese cartoons, Japanese people in those suits.
The first time they were actually in those suits was at Six Flags. Oh no, it wasn't Six Flags.
It was like Comic-Con or some shit, right?
It was like it was like its own thing, and they were supposed to have like a tiny little venue. And then the amount of people that showed up to go see it, they were like, fuck, we need the bigger hall. It was at like Universal. And so they went to the big hall and it was such a hit. They did it like for a week and they just kept selling out. And that was the first time they ever actually
put on suits. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a documentary on like how crazy the Power Rangers were and like how all the toys are what sold it.
I was super into Power Rangers when I was a kid. I had the toys back in the day where you press the button on the back and the head would flip.
Yeah, flip heads.
Yeah, they were fucking awesome. But they were like looking back, like that toy was garbage.
No,
the hands went straight forward and like the fucking legs went straight. Like they were terrible. The only cool part was the head flip.
Children had an imagination back then. They didn't have to be fucking spoon fed.
Now they watch fucking Caillou on YouTube for fucking 11 hours straight.
You're just picking at their fucking belly button. What? You're doing fucking...
Oh, tech deck. She fucking got her finger slapping on the table and we're like, what are you doing? Or like, I thought she was saying I got to go number 2.
She's having a seizure.
No.
Quickly, I got to go take a shit and pause the podcast real quick.
No. Do you
decks.
remember tech decks, those little mini finger skateboards? Tech decks?
Yeah, and they had the bicycles
Can you imagine
too.
if you handed one of those to a little kid now? They'd just fucking chuck it. Like,
Like,
what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
You can hand a kid a normal skateboard and they'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I think it's super desensitized.
But then you hand them a fucking phone or a tablet and they're like,
They're like, what's the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah. They're 2 years old. They're on Wi-Fi.
Me and her had these conversations. Like we'll be sitting on the couch and we'll talk about like some of the younger people that are in our lives and our family stuff like that. Like if we showed them a cassette tape or a floppy disk or fucking all this shit that we grew up with.
No idea.
No, they would like you 3D printed the save button. You know, like
3D.
I didn't know you had a 3D printer.
Like, shouldn't that be part of our education? Is to show, like, okay, this is where we
old
started.
Technology, because I mean, they weren't showing us.
But
old
the progression.
Back in the day.
But I think it'd be more influential to know where shit came from. Because I mean, that's how I was when I was growing up. Like, we would just have, I don't know, fucking a microwave. And I'm like, well, how did we get to this point? Like, what?
The story of the microwave was it was.
Of course, he knows.
Yeah, I knew because like I think it was during the Manhattan Project when they were building nuclear bombs or whatever, and they had a chamber that worked similar to that. And the doctor or professor that was in there, he had a Hershey bar in his pocket, and every time he went in there and he came out, his fucking Hershey bar was melted.
Yeah,
and then they condensed it down and created that. All that does is speed up water molecules, and that causes friction.
I understand the function of it, man.
See the buttons right there? That one. So that one's 1. That one's 2. That was 3. Those are indicators for how the timing of the microwave for your food.
Don't you
like,
think
hold on, I'm almost done. No, I was kidding.
But wouldn't you think it'd be influential?
I'm kind of retarded.
It'd be influential for kids to know, like, with the progression, like automobile. You just like stoves, water heaters, like things that we use in our daily life, like how they've progressed so much.
How about we just
so
teach
we can
kids?
appreciate? So we could. I think it shows better appreciation for what we have, because like you're saying with kids, they don't know where the fuck a cassette is, or an 8-track, or a laser disc,
Jesus,
or a fucking DVD for that matter.
A DVD?
Yeah, they're like streaming.
Dude,
like,
kids would lose their shit over Blu-rays right now. Nobody gets movies at
Like
the
little
fucking
kids,
Target
yeah.
anymore. They just
You're the only one.
I haven't bought one in a long time.
You see the same guys.
I've always
guys. What's up, guys?
I've always collected like horror movies and stuff over the years, but like over the years, I've had to get rid of my VHS tapes, buy them on DVD, and then I got them on DVD, and then I had to get rid of those and buy them on Blu-ray. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm done buying the same fucking movies over and over again.
Why would you just keep them on DVD?
Because like once you go to Blu-ray, like I always remember when Blu-ray came out, I was like, I don't notice a difference, and now. If I put in a Blu-ray and then I stick a DVD in, I'm like, this looks like dog shit. Like, this fucking stinks.
720 to 1080.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh my God. Have you seen the new TV?
No.
Guess what?
8K.
8K.
I just fucking guessed that. I was really just like, was the last one I knew was 4K. 4K is devastating. Like, are we just going to start seeing molecules pretty next?
But the fucking funny thing is, like,
pretty
even
next. What the fuck was I talking about?
What?
I said, like, we're going to see molecules pretty next. I'm like, next. I don't know what I was saying.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah. Man, you're having a retarded day. So we don't even have the media, like a full stream media of 4K shit. Like
we don't have the bandwidth capabilities for 8K yet.
We haven't even caught up to 4K, but they're already jumping to 8K.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the curved TVs. Like there's a guy I know, which fuck, I gotta call that guy. There's a guy I know that has a bunch of curved TVs, and it's just like, why did you buy these? It was like just like a thing where people are like, oh wow, this is the future. Curved TVs.
Was that really the whole point? It was just curved. Like, what did that do? It's just
it was
look at this. It's not flat. Like the tubed ones were kind of curved. Like
it was supposed to give you like a deeper experience into the picture. Yeah.
And put my dick in my television now. I'm gonna go deep, going balls deep into my TV.
Okay, Garth.
I'm kind of retarded.
Garth
Brooks.
I like that. I really like that.
But yeah, 4K or 8K, and I think it's like $10,000.
They're always $10,000 when they come out. Like you go to Best Buy and you're like, this fucking TV's $9,000 and it's 55 inches.
Yeah.
They're like, well, like I remember back in the day, like, well, it's a smart TV. I was like, how smart are we talking here?
If you showed a kid one of those like little tube TVs that had the VHS player in it,
my
little
God.
gray ones that were like this big.
They'd be like, did you steal this from a museum?
It was like,
what is this?
2 toasters stacked on top of each other.
That's I never had the TV VHS combo. No, I had the giant VCR box that weighed like 30 pounds, and then I had a little 12-inch TV that I had forever.
Was it the combo?
No, separate. I had to cable them together and all that shit.
Wow,
that's what I had forever. And then like until I went to the military and bought my own TV, that was it. I never felt the need to get like anything else. I had like the OG Xbox as my DVD player. And that was it.
Oh, and the station's coming out, new station.
PlayStation?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I'm going to get it. I know I am. But
you and all your rape games.
Rape games?
Oh, horror games.
Yeah. I was like, there's rape games? Like,
that's pretty much what it is. You're just running away from the things that are trying to rape and murder you.
Some of them. Yeah. Outlast is for sure that. There's a straight up dude in that game. They call him the groom.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's in a mental hospital and everybody's lost their shit. And his job in the game is to come after you. And you see him when he's caught other people. He cuts your dick off and he has sex with the dickhole thinking that you're a woman and he's going to get you pregnant.
No.
This is a video game that you play?
You're lying.
I'm 100% am serious. It's called the Whistleblower DLC for Outlast, the first one. And this dude, he's called the Groom. He cuts your dick off, has sex with the dickhole, and then he's like, I want you to take my seed and all this. Like, it's fucking I can pull up the video.
I don't believe you.
You don't?
What?
All right. Well, here, let's just sit here for a second while I pull this
Wait, what's the point of this game?
Don't get fucked in your dick hole is basically the whole point of the game.
What the fuck?
This is what he's playing.
Then I lean over and kiss you goodnight, and I sleep like a baby. I sleep like a baby every night, man.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Here we go. Here, you and the lady watch it. I've already seen it a bunch of times.
What in the fuck, dude? What are these graphics?
So he's chasing you.
That's the Groom.
Darling.
Mental hospital and nothing but dudes.
You can't see shit. It's like
Not
hella
yet.
dark.
He's caught somebody and you're watching it.
Oh, okay.
Be unwrapped and unwrapped again.
Watch it.
And save.
You can't really see it.
Now, you'll see like when he comes into frame with the dude he's caught.
So you still just can't see anything. It's
You're
hella
hiding.
dark. Yeah.
While he's caught somebody. This is like what kicks
okay.
off like why you don't want to get caught by him.
Vulgar. And I want to say I'm sorry.
Jesus.
You know how a man
See, I thought this was like a PlayStation game, but this is.
It's PlayStation.
But I mean,
PlayStation
like,
4.
Like made by.
Oh, like a
PlayStation.
AAA game?
Yeah.
No. It's made by like 12 dudes. Amazing games though.
He's just dragging like a locker with like blood dripping out from underneath.
He's got a
of
dude
it.
trapped in there, or his bride to be.
Oh god.
I want a family.
They're creepy finger gloves.
To be the father I never had. I'll never let anything happen to our children. Not like.
What?
Oh, it's just a table with a chainsaw.
You enjoy playing this?
Oh, I love that game. It was great.
What the fuck is this?
Just as eager as I am to consummate our love. But try to enjoy the anticipation.
I'm gonna have nightmares from watching this.
Wait till he cuts off the dude's dick. Oh, he's got a bandsaw or a table saw right there, and he's like, gonna drag him into it, make a vagina.
Why? You're able to like see everything.
Yeah.
But now it's black. 12 hours later.
12 hours later.
12 hours later.
Oh wow. Okay, there's a guy. He's chained to a table.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Darling, I need you to try to bleed less. I know the fair sex often endure the same wounds that you're suffering, but you really need to make an effort.
Cut his dick off.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like he just stabbed him in the gooch.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm so sorry, darling. Love isn't for everybody.
What the fuck, dude?
It's pretty cool, huh?
No.
What? You don't like it? Those are the kind of games I play. Like the other night,
That was disturbing.
Me and the lady were laying in bed, and I was listening to
I
some
have a
interviews.
problem with that game, by the way. You're just brushing over.
Oh, this is why I played that one like 4 or 5 times already.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
It's just, I don't know. I've always been obsessed with horror movies. And then like once my older brother got me into like Resident Evil at a very young age.
Yeah.
Horror games. That's any horror game that comes out, I'm going to play it. As long as it's not like gay.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking about like spooky, weird gay shit. They don't care. But if it's like hardcore, gritty, fucked up shit, I'm in. But, all right. But now that I've bummed everybody out.
Seriously.
Let's go get something to eat.
All right. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next time. You guys go and sign off.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.